Hello and welcome back to my Fenrir guide. Today we're going to be talking about the whole entire build. Alright, so I'm going to go over a couple items and a couple situations where you're going to need the items. First off, I'm going to go over the core items. The core items consist of Midas Boots, Sovereignty, Magi's Blessing, and Shifter's Shield. I do have Magi's as a core item, even though it only works against CC, but most teams are going to have CC. If they don't pick CC, you just replace Magi's Blessing with Witchblade, and that's in the defensive item tree. Alright, so the reason why you want to go Midas Boots is because you're playing support, and every support is going to need gold for wards and buying other items, because they're going to be the ones the least to farm the map. So Midas Boots is a great way to catch up gold and keep your gold flow flowing so you can buy other items. Sovereignty is another core item, unlike every other support. If you don't have Sovereignty, there's a problem with you. It gives 85 physical protection, because you have to keep in mind that the aura gives 20, and it also gives 20 magical protection, and also it gives 400 health. And then you can't forget about the aura that affects all your allies and your team. The next item is Magi's Blessing. So, as I went over in the matchups guide, Magi's Blessing does extremely well against some gods like Agni and Apollo. If you have this, they can't break your Brutalize as easily, and anybody with a CC can't break your Brutalize as easily if you have a Magi's Blessing in you. So I think this item is crucial into beating some people. Alright. The next item is Shifter's Shield. You are Fenrir, so you're going to want some damage, and this item gives a lot of protections in both physical and magical. So this is like a perfect fit into your core item build, because it gives good power, good defenses, and it's just over and all a great item to have. And the passive is really unique, because the higher health you are, the more damage you're going to be doing, and the lower health you are, the more damage you'll be taking. So that's pretty nice. Alright, so the next item we're going to go over are damage items. So if you're really ahead in the game, you can go damage boots instead of Midas. Like if you get like 3 or 4 kills in lane, you're probably going to want to go Warrior Tabby, because once you hit Warrior Tabby, your power spike will be immense in the beginning of the game. But also, when you're transitioning to late game and you need more damage items, this is where you're going to get some of your damage from, is Warrior Tabby. You'll sell your Midas Boots and you'll pick up a Warrior Tabby. Alright, the next item is Titan's Bane. This item is very, very good on Fenrir. It allows him to actually do really good tower damage late game, comboed with his 2 as a support, which is very interesting. But also it allows you to kill people late game. Once you buy this, you'll get a power spike that's pretty weird, because your 2 gives you power, and that's a steroid. So comboed with the penetration from this and the extra power, you'll be hitting way harder, and people will be like, wait, why is Fenrir doing so much more damage now? So this item you would buy last or 5th, depending on how tanky the team is. And you're going to only want to buy this against a heavy physical defense team. If they don't have any physical defense, you'll be fine with just the Warrior Tabby, and you can go more defensive. The next item I have here is Heavy Hammer. Before the Heavy Hammer nerf, you were able to buy it at level 1, but now since it's 1350, you can't buy it at level 1 anymore and get Hog still. So I put this here because Heavy Hammer is still a great item, and you don't want to upgrade it to Frostbound. You would still sell it later in the game. You would buy this item earlier in the game if you get ahead in lane. So for instance, say you get a bunch of kills, you go Warrior Tabby, you're automatically going to go Sovereignty second still. And then if you feel like you're really far ahead and you want more damage, you're going to go Heavy Hammer, because it gives you slow, health, and more damage. The next item I have under damage is Witchblade. It's interesting because this is more of a defensive item, and it's really good against some gods like Kali, Apollo, like gods with attack speed steroids, or gods with just really fast attack chains. So getting Witchblade for damage is good for Fenrir, because attack speed increases his damage done because his steroid on his 2. Even as support, it does wonders for you. Like, you still hit really hard, and the attack speed is just going to make you hit faster. And this also gives defense, so it combos perfectly when you're trying to support your teammates out. It also gives an aura debuffing your opponent, so it's really, really helpful as a support to have this. And even solo lane Fenrirs and jungle Fenrirs will probably invest in a Witchblade, so that's why I have it under the damage tree. Alright, so now going into defensive things. This is more of like just a staple of all supports. If they have an Agni on the other team, you're going to want an Emerald Talisman or Stone of Gaia. As you can see here, this is Emerald Talisman. You don't always have to upgrade it, because now you regenerate 2% of your maximum health on the second rank of it. The last rank just gives more magic protection and a little bit more HP 5 and MP 5. So the last rank you would invest in if the team's really, really, really fed with their magic users. If there's just an Agni on the team and he's not that fed, you're still gonna want to get this because you'll be able to sustain. Or if they have like a lot of poke, like a Vulcan or a Janus, and if they have 2 mages, you're also gonna invest in this. So if you ever see an Agni or a Vulcan, or 2 mages on the same team, or even like a Freya and like a mage mid, like a Freya jungler or a Freya hunter, you're going to want to invest in Emerald Talisman at least. If they get really strong, that's when you upgrade it to Stone of Gaia. Alright, the next set I'm going to go over is Hide of the Urchin. This is very interesting. I don't like going hide too often on Fenrir, but there are places for it. Like, for instance, if the enemy team has 4 magic users and 1 physical user, which comes up sometimes, it's not too rare. But I know Complexity, for example, which is another pro team that we play scrims against a lot. They like to run a comp where they go 4 magical, and then they have like a Kali or like an Apollo, like a really heavy hyper carry physical god. So in that situation, I would go Hide of the Urchin. Or if you really, really need more magic protection and you still need physical protection to tank the towers, I go Hide of the Urchin. The next item I'd like to go over, this is one of my favorite items. I really, really think this item's great because it allows you to kite, gives cooldown, and it gives health. The attack speed and the passive are just a plus, because the health, the movement speed, and the cooldown are all great items just for 1850. It's a really good investment. Only costs 1850. You're gonna, like I said, if the other team doesn't have CCs but they have slows, you'll just take Witchblade and place it here and replace a Magi's, and you'll put Magi's down here, and you probably wouldn't buy it that game. But this item works very well with other cooldown items. This is one of my favorite items for support because it's just very cost efficient and it gives cooldown, and cooldown is very, very good on support because you'll be able to be using your ultimate more and also being able to stun more with your jump. Last but not least, Midgardian Mail or Hide of the Nemean Lion, which is this item right here. So you really just need to look at their team, and if they have really, really fed carries and you need help killing them, like if you don't have enough damage to kill them, you'll probably want to invest in Hide of the Nemean. If your team has enough damage to kill them, you'll probably just invest in Midgardian, just to try to slow their attack speed down and help your team out. Because Midgardian is very good actually. A lot of people don't really read the passive too often, they just think it's a slow. It also slows their basic hit speed, so it's really, really good against physicals that are fed, or even Freyas or Chronoses. This item is a great investment for people that are dying to auto attack based gods. Alright, so in an actual game, my build would probably look like this. Midas Boots into Sovereignty. If they had CC, I would go Magi's into Shifters, and then I'd look at their team and be like, what do I need? Do I need a Witchblade or do I need Emerald Talisman? Then I would pick up whatever I need there, so I would say Witchblade. This game will say they have a heavier physical team. And then I'd lastly pick up either a Midgardian Mail or a Titan's Bane. If I need to be doing more damage, I'd pick the Titan's Bane up, and if I didn't, I'd be picking the Midgardian Mail up. If anybody has any questions about the build, and if they have any other builds that they like to do on support Fenrir, let me know, because I'd love to hear. And also, let me know if you like the music, because this is the first time I ran a track behind me. I don't know if it's good or bad, so let me know in the comments. And thank you for whoever suggested this on my other video. I'll put you in the description below. I forgot what your name was, but thank you so much for suggesting music in the background. I think it'll make these videos a lot more interesting. Make sure you guys check the annotations. I'm going to post the annotation at the end of this video. It's not going to be out until maybe this week. For sure next week I'm going to be posting another guide for Fenrir, and that's when I'm going to be going into gameplay. So look for that. Until next time, thanks for watching. Bye.